And here I am, doing something I thought is not necessary for me, listening to a short summary of the book. Actually, I'm planning to do at least 30 of those, and see what happens. Do you have an idea that you have to read the whole book from cover to cover? Well, I lived with that idea for my whole life, and it comes together with an idea that I shouldn't be listening to a book or I shouldn't be doing any markup in the physical book. Well, but that's a different story. But then I realized that I don't want to finish all the books that I start, and they were just starting to piling up because they were not really connecting with me, and this pile of unfinished books was really annoying to me. Also, getting to know one book per day seemed like a fun challenge for me, which would in addition help me to understand the space of the books and the different available new books that I maybe missed, and watch till the end of the video to know if I actually selected any of the books to read in full. So today is the first day I'm listening to a book, and as with every activity that I would like to continue doing regularly, I would like to choose a time when it's the best for me to do it, and I hope it will be around the same time every day so that I don't forget to listen to a book, because there are so many things happening around. And for me, I decided to choose the time when my daughter is asleep. In that way I can concentrate on the book, and I can later on process the information I got, maybe some ideas that I would like to reflect on, or I want to ensure that I don't miss any ideas from the book, or I don't miss anything horrible happening around me when my daughter isn't asleep. So I choose the time when she is in her bed. And my first book will be Activate Your Brain. I feel that this book is very needed for me now, because I often feel quite tired, and I hope to pick some interesting ideas from that book. In general, I found it was very difficult for me to choose the books I wanted to read, because there are so many, they all seem so interesting and so appealing that it was hard. I have a list of books that I know I would like to read in full, so I didn't choose those books. And in addition, I decided to limit myself to a few topics that are of interest for me at the moment. One of them is all about the brain and how our brain works, and another one is about the creative space. It's all about how to generate ideas, how to come up with interesting and new ideas. So this was the topic of the books that I selected. I read one book per day for 30 days, and I was sharing my journey along the way using YouTube Shorts. I was sharing one of the ideas from the book that really resonated with me. In general, I think that if the book had at least one idea that was inspiring or interesting or motivating or really practical that I can implement as soon as I finish reading the book, then reading the book is worth it. I realized that I can't be as flexible and active as I thought I would be, because I had to take some notes while listening to the book. So I was sitting in front of the computer and taking some notes so that I could later share them with everyone else in my videos. I must say that by day, I think 10, I was really exhausted, because first of all, the books were changing too quickly for me. So every day was a new book, new ideas, new author. And secondly, it's because I set up to share my key insights from the books with you guys, and I had to edit the video every day and release it every day and really extract the idea every day, which sometimes I felt was very difficult, because some of the books were just reiteration of the known ideas. Some of the books were, I don't know, maybe a bit more shallow than I expected them to be. It might be because of the narrators who selected ideas that resonated with them, but maybe those ideas didn't really resonate with me. So I'm not sure of the reason, but that's something I felt, that sometimes I just couldn't find an idea to share with you. Another observation is that I didn't really feel connections to those books, probably because I spent too little time with them. And usually I would spend several days or even weeks and would know the author, I would connect to the author and connect to the ideas and have time to think, to reflect, and to get to process these ideas. With short form, it's really hard for me. And finally, when I thought that the book is quite good and some ideas are worth going deeper, I didn't really feel like going for the full book, because I kind of know what's in the rest of the book, and the key insights are already in my mind. I don't know, I feel like going through annotation and table of content could give me a good idea of what's happening in the book, but doesn't reveal all the secrets of the book, so it's interesting to read it. And even though there were some books that I don't remember anymore, there were also books that I wasn't sure how to share with you. So for example, I read a very interesting book on psychedelics and their effects on the brain, but I really wasn't sure how to share it. So I will do it maybe later. And of course, I found several books that I would like to read in full during this year, and because of that, I feel like this experiment was good. I have very positive thoughts after reading the book called 21 Days to a Big Idea, where author looks at creativity from both irrational and rational parts of our brain and suggests exercise to help us to combine both of them to come up with creative ideas. I would like to read this book in full because it offers quite a few exercises that I would like to try and see what happens. The next book is called At Your Best, where author suggests to leverage our energy levels in order to work on our priorities. And now I have very limited energy and very limited time, so I thought this idea is very interesting to implement in my life and see how I progress with my priorities and my life. And a very good perspective from the book Subtract, where author suggests that whenever we think about improving our lives, we usually think about adding things to it. And it makes sense for the Asian people. For example, when we are adding more food to our life, it feels safe from that perspective. But nowadays, it will help us to shift our perspective from adding to our life to subtracting something from our lives to make them better. Whenever I start reading those books, I really look forward to diving deep into them, to spending some time, days, weeks, evenings, and reflecting on them, reflecting on ideas, trying to adjust my understanding, trying to adapt those ideas to my life, to my circumstances. And oh my god, this will sound really cheesy, but I decided to subtract Blinkist from my life, and I feel really good about it. And now I can go and deep dive in one of those books, well, at least until my baby is awake. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.